The Island of Sodor, a magical land where dreams come true in the eyes of many small children. Made famous of course by a country parson, the Reverend Wilbert Audrey, who frequently visits the island when not attending to his congregation or pastoral matters, to collect stories from the now famous Northwestern Railway. Since the first book of the Railway series was published 14 years ago in 1945, visitors have come to visit the island made famous by the stories collected by the Reverend himself. The railway, immortalised in these storybooks, is right here on this island, the Northwestern Railway, run by none other than Sir Charles Topham Hatt, or as everybody knows him in these parts as, the Fat Controller. His father before him, Sir Topham Hatt I, was an apprentice at Sodor Works in Wiltshire, striking up a friendship with the famous LMS Chief Mechanical Engineer, Sir William Stanley. Sir Hatt's friendship with Stanley as such helped NWR No. 3's engine Henry, before being rebuilt at crew after his accident with the Flying Kipper. Henry was a failed hybrid of many different types. He could not steam properly and could not run. He also ran into the tunnel one rainy day and stayed in a tunnel, in which he was walled up for a while before NWR No. 4 Gordon burst his safety valve outside the tunnel. Here is NWR No. 4 now. Gordon is the main express engine on the NWR, pulling the famous express train, the WildNorWester, that goes from Netford in the west, across the island, crossing over the Bakerstown Bridge across the Winding Channel to Barrow-in-Furness on the mainland. He also made headlines in 1956 when he visited London's St Pancras Station. Built of course by Sir Nigel Gresley at Doncaster Works, he is the brother of the world-famous Flying Scotsman. But perhaps the most famous of all the NWR engines is NWR No. 1 Thomas. Here he is now, running passenger trains across his own branch line that runs to Fafarfa. Many people visit the branch line to catch a glimpse of this famous tank engine himself, and take a ride on his two famous coaches, Annie and Clara, who have been with him ever since Sir Topham Hatt I gave him the branch line after rescuing No. 5, James, who had an accident on his first day. Speaking of which, here is NWR No. 5 now. James, who for many years worked in the Blackburn, Accrington and Manchester areas on the Lancashire-Yorkshire network, before being purchased by Sir Topham Hatt I. An experimental 260 version of the Lancashire-Yorkshire's Class 28 locomotive. He was sold to Sir Topham Hatt I after the experiment proved unsuccessful. After his accident with trucks on his first day, he was rebuilt at Crovans Gateworks and given a fowler tender. The Walesworth branch line, run by NWR No. 2 Edward, the oldest member of the fleet. He was notably the one who in the 3 railway engines pushed Gordon up the hill when he stalled with a goods train. Nowadays, Edward's in charge of the branch line that runs from Walesworth to Brandon, the gateways of freight and seafaring passengers for the island. Here, we see NWR No. 6 Percy arriving to Brandon docks with a train full of stone from a Nova quarry on the Farquhar branch line. If we go to a Nova quarry now, here we will see the most unusual engine, a steam tram engine. That is right, NWR No. 7 Toby, who was purchased by Sir Topham Hatt I when his tramway in East Anglia closed after a long decline. He's a wise engine, always giving advice to younger members of the fleet. As he puffs towards Netford Harbour with a stone, he will meet NWR No. 8 Duck. You heard me right, Duck. Duck's real name is Montague, but ever since his early days on the Great Western Railway, he was referred to as Duck, as he supposedly had a wobble. He, however, took that nickname. Here he is now, shunting at Netford Station. And there you have it, the 8 famous engines. Notice how all of them are steam engines? That's right, all across the country, steam engines are being replaced with diesel traction. However, not on the NWR. Sir Charles Topham Hatt says he has no intention in replacing his steam engines with diesel traction, especially not after a diesel from British Railway freight NWR No. 8. While diesels are replacing steam engines across the country, that will not be happening on Sodor, especially not after being made famous by the books. Another engine on the island made famous by the books is of course the Scarlet Railway, and now Gauge Railway, almost identical to the Telephone Railway in Wales. The engines in question are of course Scarlet, Brennus, PSM and Sir Handel, the 4 little engines. Now they have been joined by 2 new engines, Rusty, a small diesel produced by Ruston and Hornsby of Lincoln, and Duncan, originally from Scotland, but with a rough attitude and a tendency to rock and roll. I wonder if they play Elvis over the wireless over there. While steam is being replaced with diesels on the mainland, no such thing will happen on Sodor, with the legacy of the Reverend schools fully integrated into the island. So why not come and visit? I know I'd like to. Modernisation. Out with the old, in with the new. As steam engines are replaced with modern and efficient diesel engines.
Wouldn't it be lovely to go there?
The
No threat of young diesels taking over. Hey, say I heard the rumours that one of us engines from here will be going to Sodor. Hey, I heard it too. Hope it is us. I cannot abide leaving you behind, Dougie. I hope so too. We'd make a cracking team on yon island. We could yon just pray like those Presbyterian soldiers of old. Okay.